Guys, Dylan from the Geek Door here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 6, titled Excessive Force. When a serial killer terrorizes the streets of New York, the city needs a savior. Now, I I intended for this to come out on Tuesday because it was a double episode last week, and because of that, I wanted to stick with my whole I don't want to be ending this a week late. The problem is, I then looked at how many episodes we had left, and the final episode, for me, comes out on the 16th of April. The 16th of April is also the day that I have my shoulder reconstruction surgery, which means that regardless of all my efforts, I'm still going to be ending late. So, I figured, why don't we, so that we actually still have a episode that week, push this back to release this today, release episode 7 on the 10th, release episode 8 on the 17th, and then see what we can do, whether it's on the Tuesday or the Thursday for episode 9. Yeah, so that's just what I was going to do, because normally I'd be releasing that on the 17th. I was sort of hoping, I looked into it to see if they were doing a double drop finale as well. So, like, start, middle, and end were all double drops. No, unfortunately, that's not the case. So, looks like we will be ending a week behind, but such is things. Anyway, thumbnail and synopsis obviously Muse. We actually get to see him. Whether we see him without the mask and have it confirmed that it's Hunter? Is that his name? Or we leave that for a future episode? Don't know. But it seems like we're going to be getting Matt back as Daredevil. Or does he confront Muse in the trailer outside of costume? I don't remember. I guess we'll find out in this episode. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Also, I wonder, is Frank going to join the fight against Muse? Could that be the person that he said he was gathering intel on for all the disappearances that have been happening? But also, I don't know if they're going to kill Muse off in this or leave him open for other projects. Ah, we're getting more on them, are we? By the looks of it, we're getting a lot of storylines connecting in this. I apparently need to make a correction about what I was saying in the last episode. It seemed like the bank heist in that was part of the original plan of the show, where they had the Matt outside of Daredevil for most of an 18 episode run. Yeah, I don't understand the issue with a lot of street artists. Swordsman, really? Yeah, like people tagging, yeah, I have issue with. But the ones that actually do art, The hell was that? Oh, great, he's carved his eyes out as well. Honestly, that looked cool. Hmm. I don't actually know. Is this one of the penitence ones? Or, like, the whole, um, Hail Mary or Our Father or those ones? What's that on the back of his? Masks we wear? Why is she, asking him about it? Vigilant. Hector Ayala, Frank Castle. I tried to, but you came to me. When has Matt worked with Daredevil? Their old lives are bleeding in whether they wanted to or not. That was a very weird crosscut because really those two weren't related. Like, yes, that was Fisk's old life bleeding into his. How they got credited because they were in the flashbacks. Um, but Matt, his old life wasn't really because she was asking from his lawyer perspective, having worked with them. Is he going to put on the mask just to do the interview with Heather? And would she be able to figure it out? Because no offense to Karen, but psychiatrist, which one is she? Would more likely be able to put together the minute mannerisms between the two of them. Plus, I'm pretty sure in the comics it was Heather Glenn, or was it Kirsten, that had the whole lifting up her shirt to say, I know you're Daredevil written on her bra, and Matt just having to pretend he can't see it while snapping a pencil under the desk. I forget if that's Heather or Kirsten, because they were both introduced in the everyone knows Matt's Daredevil because it was released in the press, and then he had it rescinded. So Muse is like we knew Muse was exsanguinating people, but he is actually using it in his murals. here? Niece? But yeah, I do believe he'd want. Why do you hate therapy talk if you're dating a therapist? That's fair. Honestly, what is a lawyer meant to do here? And now he's gonna make sure that she doesn't go down herself. He's got to. Don't know if that was intentional manipulation on her behalf or what, but what are you thinking, Wilson? What's so funny? I mean, fair. It is an issue when sanitation discovers. Well, how do you manage to get two? Because he did seem to be strong enough to handle one of them. Why am I opening a hard candy? I'm not going to be sucking on that throughout the recording. Just absent-mindedly fiddling with stuff, apparently. She seems more receptive to you now that you've stepped in a little bit. Yeah, if you make them think it is, right? Hell, is that Jacques? Because he looks like him, and they mentioned swordsman earlier. Yes, yes, it is. They're bringing in Kate's stepdad. I wasn't expected to see Jacques de Kate um stand up to the mayor. Has he really? I mean, to be fair, it's what been several months since he was elected. So if he's been going down eating that meal with Daniel every night, Upwards of 60. You've got the Thingo in your as your contact, don't you? He can't do that because he knows. I don't actually know her name. He's investigating it now. Can you run the room and get the money required? You left their bodies there. He's not hiding it anymore. Oh, great. Now that you've taken control, you get to say who. So this task force is reporting straight to the mayor. Scar on his. I wonder if that's related to why he joined this group. Interesting. So you got a serial killer, but you're also anti-vigilante. But because he's wearing a mask, he's a vigilante. Hmm. How long till Thingo runs into Matt and recognizes the ass beating he gets? Oh, kid. Please tell me you brought your uncle's amulet. Matt. Nope. You gotta go, Matt. There's the music. Cold Cherry or Angela? uh, that's a very interesting look. The devil hell. Oh, he got her. That train always seems to be passing whenever he's going to his lair. Must be real inconvenience. I got a train track on my route to work. Still a level crossing, and I know there's a freight train that likes to go there around the time I'm arriving, so yeah, it's inconvenient. Are those not the girls that he. Why did you inject her with? I'm assuming it's like a thing to keep her unconscious for the whole. Oh, one stepping back into the vigilante role, one stepping back into the villain role. And how is Vanessa going to feel about this when she specifically asks you not to kill him? Adam. Well, Daniel's the fucking, what's it called? His little fanboy. Is he giving the axe to Adam and. Vanessa tells me you know how to use your hands. Oh shit, you did actually give it to him. I don't like that. Taking a page out of Peter's book, just grapple attack. Because he may not remember Peter's Peter, but he does remember Spider Man. The sparks flying off when he hit him in the mask was a nice touch. Mate, did you just stop an axe swing with a punch and then snap the handle? You know, I think it's safe to say Muse isn't a enhanced oh in this like he is in the comics. That was a very bullseye move. He wasn't there. Take the pump out before you start. If it wasn't for Angela being there, he would have killed. He would have killed Muse. And Wilson didn't kill Adam. They really have changed. Okay. That was a very wild ending to this episode. It started with the intercutting between Matt and Wilson, where their pasts were catching up to them, and it ended with intercutting between Daredevil and Kingpin as they embraced their past in their new being. Matt was full trying to kill Muse there. Like, if it wasn't for Angela and him remembering that she was there, hearing her dying, he would have choked that guy out. Which, I mean, Muse is already up there in terms of deaths with Bullseye, so Matt really is proving Frank right with the whole one bad day you turn into me. Um, Interesting that Cherry was trying to dissuade Matt from joining in on this. It's also interesting that in the same episode that Matt embraced Daredevil again was the episode that the task force was like founded. We knew there was going to be an anti-vigilante task force because that's from the Mayor Fisk run. But yeah, I would have thought it was in response to Matt donning the cowl again. Like Wilson said, that if you do it, then there's going to be consequences. I thought that him forming the anti-vigilante task force was going to be, you put your uniform back on, there needs to be consequences. But no. No one but Angela, and possibly the people seeing him swinging around, would have known that Daredevil was back. Also, are we going to get actual swordsmen in this? It is swordsman, yeah, not swordmaster. Yeah, swordsman. Are we going to actually get him, like, donning a costume and being a vigilante? Because, yeah, we did get a little bit of it in Hawkeye where he was helping out with the sword, but how are we going to get. Because they had him training people, whether it was a laughing thing or what. I've just remembered there was that whole laughing thing in Hawkeye, so it very well could be the same group, him teaching them how to use swords properly, like that could actually be what was captured on film, because they did have training swords. Like they had the red pole versus him, and he did seem to have some sort of outfit on. It was right at the start, um, not within the recap. In the BD report, not the graffiti. Frank sent me this video. Yeah. Actually, he was going sword on bat. He was going sword on bat. It seemed like that may have actually been him being a vigilante, because he's got his face full covered, he's got the hood up and everything. Huh. So maybe we are getting actual. Oh, please tell me Jacques does not get taken out by the task force. I liked him in the show. He was funny. And he actually seemed somewhat competent in his discussion with Fisk in this episode, which could also give him a target on his back. If Fisk ever finds out that he is moonlighting as swordsman, Fisk could be like, we're sending a task force after him, take him out. Yeah. Interesting. Fisk still did not kill Adam. Is that solely because Vanessa asked him not to? I don't know. But, yeah. I feel like there's a chunk of the episode I'm not talking about. I spoke about the BD report at the start. There's... Oh, right, I was gonna look up what Matt was saying in his, prayer. Gotta get to him actually speaking. May have, may have been back a bit. Val did establish Saint Beavers as a judge in the midst of his brethren. The Litany of Saint Evers, making him the friend and advocate of the Lord. Do thou make us by his intercession steadfast. Yeah, that is what Matt was saying. Let's see, what is the interpretation of this prayer? Saint Evers, the patron of barristers, solicitors, and jurists. There is a delightful little jingle by Saint Evers. Sanctus Evo erat vito, advocatus et non lautro, res miranda populo. An advocate and not a bandit. What a marvelous thing for the people. I know I butchered some of those Latin words, but So we got the closing part of this prayer. Hmm. There's nothing really about it other than he's just the patron of barristers. So yeah, sure, why not? Let's have Matt, the barrister, pray to Saint Eva's. Little on the nose there, but oh well. But anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. This was an interesting episode because I do feel like the ending didn't really mesh with the start. Like, up until, well, there was the start where she came to his office and that, where that directly ties with the end. Really, I guess, no, because it all does tie into each other, following the timeline of them both learning of Muse and taking their own routes to stop him. So I guess it does flow. Anyway, let's gonna end this one here. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.